We're gonna release the delt, both the medial, the anterior, and the bicep. A lot of times in my case studies, I have found that all three of them are inhibited or facilitated at the same time. But if it's only one, then you're going to individually just do the one muscle that is facilitated. So we're going to start with medial delt first. So medial delt, you're leaning into the wall. So you can't tell, but I'm away from the wall. You're not going to do anything with your hips. You're going to try and keep yourself nice and straight. And you're just going to lean into the wall with a little bit more body weight. And then find an area that's tender by either internally or externally rotating, or by going up or down. Once you've found that position that's tender, you can move the ball up so you have a little bit more of a chance. The more you lean, the more body weight you're gonna get into it, the more you're gonna be able to dig and release that. So I have found a spot right in my medial delt with my arm slightly externally rotated. Shoulders are gonna be down, core is gonna be neutral, and you're just gonna breathe. So you're gonna give it that number from 1 to 10, and you're gonna hold there until you feel that it's down significantly, at least if not a 1, maybe a 2. And that has released, so I'm gonna let go of that. And now I'm gonna go to my anterior. So anterior delt, I move a little bit more to the inside, okay? This is kind of iffy because you're almost right on bicep tendon, pec, minor, and anterior delt all at the same time. So as long as you find a spot that's tender, I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing, but I'm like staggering my stance. So I'm really I'm not like this, staggering my stance so that my core is nice and safe and neutral. So you don't want to fall into anything. I'm just finding again that spot. This time I might push my hand into the wall. I like to use a corner because if I was right up against a wall, my face would be, going through the wall and I wouldn't get as much pressure because we have things that are in the way that are not allowing us to put that amount of body weight or pressure into that fascial ball to get that release. So again, I'm just pushing a little bit for 5 seconds into the wall and then relaxing. I'm going to internally and externally rotate just to get some cross fiber frictioning. Again, if you cross fiber friction for enough times, it will turn off and release that muscle. If it's too painful to do that, just do a compression and hold, assess that number and wait till it's down to a 1 or 2. After you're done, then we're going to move on to the pec, which is kind of a little bit trickier, but it's right in this groove. So if I'm up against the wall, I'm right in here and my bicep. So I'm going to go into the pec. I'm almost on the very edge of the corner, and I'm gonna hold it with my hand to add a little bit more pressure. So I'm gonna hold there. Okay, again, I have a staggered stance, my feet are flat, my core is neutral, so I'm making sure that I'm not doing anything funky there. Shoulders are back and down. I found a spot on my bicep tendon, and what I'm doing is I'm just slowly rolling from my pec towards my bicep tendon, and I'm turning my hand out to the side. Can you see that? I'm turning my arm out to the side. It's a really good active release of that bicep tendon, okay? And that pec minor at the same time. I already feel that it's gone down way more from when I started versus if I would have just sat on it by moving it just a little bit with that active release. And now all of those are released. So make sure you know which one you're doing. Only do the one that your practitioner told you to do, and then go activate the muscle that he or she suggested you activate with that pair.